Here we go. Watch me flex my flow. You'll be the next to know. Spit it hot flambeau. Swing them bars like whoa. Grab the remote control. Must have called a million times. I'm on the other side. Hello. Better watch that stream. Caught up in the track to beat. Scrub that beat with bleach. So when I hit it, bro, I spit it clean. Burn it now. Have to turn the furnace down. Y'all don't want this beef. I hit them with a holy cow. Hit them with the verse. Got them thinking, wow. This ain't a game, kid. Why you play around? This that ill spit. Them bars are so sick. I'll shock the whole world. Anaphylactic. Every single time I spit another rhyme, the planets all align so bright I blind them with my shine. Bro, I'm designed to make your confidence decline. Every line about to blow like stepping on a landmine. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh man, here we go. So, 2023 Nitro Blast recap. I know a lot of people are at the Skycraft Hobbies race right now, but we are going to bring this show to you crazy, live, and in person. We got a whole bunch of guests all lined up. So we're going to start with the first few. And you know what? These guys all have a great story. So we're going to bring on one first. And he has his own intro. So you know we got to drop it. Thanks to Jeff. Matt, welcome to the show. What's up, big guy?
Hey, how's it going?
Man, not too bad. I am super excited to talk about the Nitro Blast. Honestly, it was one of the better ones, and John was able to beat Mother Nature. I feel that everything kind of fell in line, and there was a lot of questions, I'm going to say, about being able to pull it off. Heck, there wasn't even a road to get to John's house before the start of the Nitro Blast, and it was still a pretty epic event. And I know you had some trials and tribulations, and you were able to pull off a couple Hail Marys, and you guys definitely had a great time. For those of you who don't know, Matt Dixon is Mr. Mayako. He is the Canadian representative for Mayako Canada, and I could be happier to have him on board. And man, you got a few stories you got to get off your chest, I'm sure.
Oh my God, yeah. This race weekend was memorable for both good and bad, but I kind of took it with the right attitude, I think. So. Yeah, my brother flew in from Calgary. I haven't seen him in a while. I look to see my family in Alberta a couple times a year. So he made the trip out this way to pit for me this whole weekend. So I was super thankful for that. Having a dedicated pit guy is something that you miss when it's not there, right? So that made my weekend just for that one thing alone.
Yeah, I missed that.
Anyway, so the weather sucked. Getting off on the wrong foot with that. I got a text from Sonia, Chris Fontez's wife, on my way in on Saturday morning, and she said, "Do you happen to have a spare canopy?" And I said, "No, why?" She says, "Oh, yours is damaged." So she sent me a photo of it, and yeah, the whole thing had collapsed. The frame I bought was from Amazon. It was really beefy, right? But then I had this high quality, heavy duty Mayako manufactured canopy cover. It doesn't leak water. It just held it. So my frame broke. Came to a pretty gross surprise there Saturday morning. But so I managed to snag one of the last few frames at Canadian Tire in Woodstock. Had to drop $300 on one of those, and then show up. And I had just a small army of guys helping me swap it over. Of course, my brother Art Larkin, John Hollistle, and Mike Moore. They all jumped in with their tools, and within about 20 minutes from start to finish, I had the whole thing fixed, and it was like nothing ever happened. So,
Some
yeah,
of the best things are from the people we meet out at the track.
for sure.
It's such a cool community, and I'm happy to be a part of it. But man, that was your first trials and tribulations.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that was the first one. That was really for me the one bad thing about the weekend. Everything else besides that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm on the healthy train today. I got my water here.
Yeah. So how many drivers did you have at the race this weekend or last weekend?
For the first time, we had the entire team all at one race. So altogether, including myself, there's 9 of us. Myself
awesome.
and eight team guys. I got 3 more in BC who are racing their trophy race here next weekend. So yeah, super thankful for the team. And honestly, I really didn't think going into this year that we'd see the growth we've had. We started off just Chris Fontes and I, and then we've added 7 more just to that one group. So it's huge.
It was awesome to see. I've been watching the growth, cheering you on, and you have been doing awesome things. And it is super cool to see another chassis be successful, especially in and around our area. And I feel the worst is yet to come.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So moving on to the race itself, I'm the kind of guy that I tend to qualify poorly, but I do well in the mains. So I just missed the A main spot in Nitro Truck by 1. And I went over and gave Chris Cooper some grief about qualifying ahead of me. Him and I have been back and forth the whole season, but I love racing with him. It's a lot of fun. We're right there neck and neck in the points. I think he's got me by a few at this point. But I managed to bump out of the B, and then I finished 6th in the A. So my truckie was just on rails. Obviously, the Mayako truck is still about probably a year away from a decent concept that's race worthy. There's a few in existence right now, but none that are ready for this level of competition just yet. Running the Techno truck just because it's popular. I can get parts if I break something. And yeah, it hauls. I was really happy with the way it came together. So 6 is not too bad considering the competition at this event.
Oh yeah, no, that's not bad at all.
So about an hour worth of runtime. That's what I love about the Nitro Blast too. Is I got 20 minutes in the B, another full half hour for the main. The truck survived the whole run, so I was super happy with that. The buggy, that was where the excitement was. I had a lot of fun. I was in the C main for buggy. I knew I had a B main worthy car. The driver is not quite A main worthy just yet, but we're working on that. So I taken 4 bumps out of the C. I was starting 6th, and so I thought I have a decent shot at that. And on the second last lap, I think it was Peter Ald and Dennis Mayville got a bit of a tangle, and they were just ahead of me, so I was able to sneak it by them on that little short shoot ski jump before that 4-pack. And second last lap, I put it in 3rd. I was running, I think, 5th, just outside the bump spot for that. Meanwhile, Rob Quick was way out front for that race. And so, yeah, Rob, myself, and Lawrence, all my uncle guys bumped out of the C main.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool race to see for sure.
And that's the other thing I wanted to mention too, is that, and it for the first time kind of dawned on me that having this many guys, and some of them had some qualifying issues, I ended up having a Mayako car in every Nitro buggy race.
Wow.
And there was a Mayako car that bumped out of every Nitro buggy race.
Even better.
Even Williams got the bump out of the B into the A along with Dave Reimer, right? So the B main was fun. I think I was up to 3rd on the first lap. I just kind of skirted around some bad traffic, but ended up not having the pace. The B main's a tough group to run with, and so I think I finished about 8th or so in that group. But hey, I came away with it with just about 2 hours of runtime on Sunday. My legs were weak from standing on the driver's stand for so long, so I was ready to call it a weekend and be done with racing. So then I had to turn marshal a few long ones too. I turn marshaled the buggy A, so my old bones need some work. I need to go to the gym or something. But no, hey, listen, I had a great time. Thank you to my team. Thank you to everyone that helped us out with pitting throughout the weekend. Of course, to John Blakely for giving us the place to play. Super thankful. Hope you're enjoying your time out in Germany. I've been following your photos and everything, John. So hope you're having a good time there with your family. But yeah, this weekend came away with some good memories for sure.
Cool. No, and you know what? We also have another team manager that is kind of waiting in the wings, and he has some pretty good stories as well. I don't have as cool of an intro for Jam and Jim yet, but we will definitely have to get one. So for now, he's just going to get the applause while I bring him on board. What's going on, Jam and Jim?
What's going on, Adam? That was hilarious. I love it.
Man, we'll get you a proper intro. I'm sure. I know a guy over here that can probably help us out. But man, 2023 Nitro Blast, and for those of you who don't know, Jam and Jim is now the new WRC regional manager and has been crushing it. Kind of, not, I don't want to say by accident, but like, dude, you definitely have taken it to the next level, and you're doing WRC proud for sure.
I appreciate it, Adam. You know, the car's just fantastic. I have nothing else to say. I mean, I put it together. I've been testing it pretty much all summer, and it's really coming together. And Nitro Blast showed it for sure. So everybody's been super supportive of me from the WRC team, and just everybody in this region has been super supportive too, because I'm kind of a, you know, I'm the first guy, right? There has to be one, right? Someone has to start it, right, Matt? You remember that, and I'm sure you remember it too, Adam, right?
All too well, yeah.
So
it was nerve-wracking because even all my best friends and buddies from racing didn't want to follow me with S-Works because they had a sour taste in their mouth from the SOAR experience, and I don't blame them. So I didn't even try and push them at all, and kind of did it on my own. And I was like, man, if this is going to fail, it's just going to fail for me and not all my friends. And took a chance, and now I'm ready to start sponsoring them.
there you go.
We'll see. So, obviously, you were running buggy and buggy. I don't think you had any truggy action, correct?
Not yet. Our truggy comes out in September, so might see me with the truggy, might not. I don't know.
Memorial Day race, or the Brian DeClaire race there in the end of September.
Yeah, well, you never know.
That would be like the biggest race for our track by far. I'm sure Matt's coming down for that one.
I wish I could. My wife's birthday weekend's that weekend, so I got I've been led away. So happy wife, happy life.
Family first. So I know Art Larkin signed up for it.
That's right. Yep.
Is there any other Mayakos coming down?
I think Lawrence and Jordan are planning to go as well. Lawrence
and
for
then
sure.
Obviously quick, because that's his fast track.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got about half the team there. Yeah.
And then what about you, Jamin? I know you're going down there, and do you have anybody that's going to be joining you in that fray?
I don't know. We've been working, I've been talking to a lot of people, so definitely a lot of excitement around the brand, and seeing what it could do out there on the track was definitely awesome. So, yeah, we'll see.
So, yeah, Lawrence is heading down there, he said. So, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, if you want to put a link on the screen or whatnot, or just message me, I will definitely share that for anybody looking to get on WRC. And obviously, if Matt wants to throw a link up there for Mayako as well, that would definitely be cool to share that. And you know what, guys? Like, after seeing what you guys did at the Nitro Blast, Matt having probably the second biggest team at O-Town, if I'm not mistaken, it was super cool to see everybody just kind of pulling their resources together. I know Jammin is working on getting some people signed up. He's been showing off the platform. And not only that, he's actually been a huge staple in and around all the Ontario tracks. He doesn't just go to O-Town. He goes to Spark, our local track, and I've seen him at Crestwood, and I believe he's been to the Barnyard multiple times. So I don't think Jammin stops too much.
No, I don't, but it's fun, man. I got to get out there, knock the rust off every chance I get, because I get rusty over the week,
Oh, I hear you, man. Like, some of the times when I go out, it's funny to see, like, everybody that's been running, like Johnny Rocket and all that. Like, he'll just like, come on, dude. Like, I know you're old, but hurry up. And I'm like, damn, that kid's killing me again. But it's always cool to be able to pace off of somebody right off the hop and kind of get a feel. But man, if we had a crystal ball, or let's just say if we had some magic pixie dust, we could sprinkle it on Douglas Schutfeld and make him disappear. And I love that kid to death. You guys know that. But had he not been at the Nitro Blast, it would have been an epic battle for the top spot in both Nitro Buggy A main and E Buggy A main. Obviously, Douglas had a great showing, had great pace. His whole race program, I feel, is like kind of the staple right now that everybody's trying to emulate or at least try and get up to. There was a couple others that really impressed me, and one of them I'm going to bring on board right now is Nathan. Now, Nathan was a little bit of a long shot for S-Works Canada, not going to lie. I was told, like, hey, sponsor this on-road kid with an off-road package. And I'm like, oh, man, really? Like, how's he going to do? Kind of nervous. And then finally, Jordan Miles vouched for him and talked me into it. And I couldn't be prouder. But you know what? Let me bring the Nathan Glover on board. And I know he's got a pretty good story. Nathan, what's up, bud?
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, man, not too much. Just chit-chatting about the Nitro Blast.
Bless you.
Oh, man, good thing I muted that. You didn't want to hear that. But welcome to the show. Obviously, an on-road guy. First time out at Otterville, and what was your impressions?
It's awesome, man. Track was awesome.
I've
only ever been like Crestwood and Quebec before. Best track out of all of them so far as like layout and surface goes, for sure.
John has been putting in a lot of work and effort. Now that he's back at full-time job, it's extremely difficult. And you know what? He appreciates all the help that he gets, but he's almost a one-man show. And I can't even say enough for how proud everybody is in the community. Everybody tries to send him good vibes, good posts. The response to the Nitro Blast on his page from all the race reports, all the positive feedback, the tire wear. Like, honestly, after we got through that torrential downpour or deluge, whatever he was calling it, it was on. And to still get in the whole race program, that was a huge shout out to Jared Barden for pulling that off, because, man, you had to be on the ball for that. So,
not just that, there was like no delay either. Like, it was like it never even happened.
It was pretty epic. I was super excited
really cool.
that he was able to pull it off. Oh, yeah. As soon as the thing, it gave Matt enough time to rebuild the Mayako pit area, but everything else was pretty sick. But Nathan, for you, let's start with Nitro Buggy. Nitro Buggy, how was that for you?
It was okay. I mean, I did qualify fourth, so I'm new to Nitro, my first year running it, so I'm still happy with that, but definitely lacking on consistency compared to E-Buggy, which is frustrating sometimes, but roll with it and get better.
Oh, 100%. Because, man, I was saving the E-Buggy for last, because seeing the difference between the two. Now, I'm not sure if you've ever raced on-road Nitro or if this was like your debut.
No, this is the first year on a Nitro.
Yeah, and dude, you still killed it. Qualifying fourth overall in a stack field like that is really no joke. Like, you definitely woke me up and was like, holy shit, who's this Nathan kid? I'm gonna like go start bugging him and his dad and seeing what's going on in their pit. But just your whole race program, you can tell you're very on-roadish, because you had shit pulled apart that I would never do in between rounds. I'll tell you that. And it was awesome to see, because I know you're trying to get every ounce out of the equipment that you possibly could, and it really showed. You did have a little bit of trouble in the main, right?
Yeah, I had my receiver battery shaken loose out of the
Oh,
connector.
yeah,
So I
unplugged. Yeah.
lost signal once. We tried to. I thought I just left it like too loose in the plug, so I plugged it back in, went back out, and then it happened again.
Yeah. No, man. Because
We'll get
you
some.
know
We'll get
what?
some glue on her. We'll be good.
Yeah. Well, the things that we talked about with getting the loop and having it plugged in and having
Yeah, I got.
it.
Let me see. I got it set up.
Yeah.
So I should have that fixed soon.
Okay. And that's like the best because man, having a failure like that, man, especially knowing you had the speed, dude. Like,
Yeah,
there's
car
no
was
denying that.
really good during the main. Like really
Qualifying fourth, yeah. Because even when Andrew starts talking to me and saying like, who is this? Who is this guy? Because he knew your dad more so from on road
Yeah.
than you. So he's like, man, he's all like, is Joe like actually doing the work for him? And then when he saw you ripping everything apart, he was like super cool. Joe Glover's son, yeah. Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah. But yeah, he was super impressed because like honestly, you can tell that your background is from an on road type thing because wow, the cleanliness too, considering how dirty and muddy everything got, blown away. That could be a plug for Cow RC, but we got the Tekin up there right now. So let's go into the E-Buggy. E-Buggy, where'd you qualify in that?
Two spot in e-buggy. Really happy. Like I was like my two best drives of the whole year probably in the first two qualifiers that I did. Like just like
So-
really consistent. Really happy with it.
Yeah, I got to pull something up because I've never seen this before, ever. I would have to do I'd have to do 2 laps and trick the counter to get what you did. You know what I'm talking about too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Let me. I don't know if Matt and Jim know about this, but his qualifier was that in round 2.
Round 1, I think, was the higher consistency for
Yeah.
the second one. I think I had like 1 bobble in the second round.
Let me see. Yeah, 1 bobble. So like, watch when you guys see this. It's gonna be crazy. So electric buggy. So it's like unhuman like. What race were you in? 2 or 3?
I can't.
Because the first one it
For
was all
for
messed up.
e-buggy, I might have been the last one.
Were
For
you
the first
last?
round, I might have been the last one.
Oh no, you were with me.
No,
Oh, no,
I was the
Wait,
yeah
stop me.
fifth run, 5th out of 6. Yeah.
All right,
Seen
so
him come around you a couple times, Adam.
hold on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Frick. Like probably 5 times. All right. So here I'm gonna add this. I've never done it with 4 people.
Oh,
So
that's
let
good.
me do it like this. Actually, no. I like it better like that. There we go. How's that? Is that okay? So obviously, he just missed TQ from Douglas Schufeld here, but look at his freaking consistency. Yeah, that's 99% at like freaking 23 6s. I barely hit 23s, and he did it 99% of the time. Dude, I gotta say, I was like super stoked. Mine looks like a freaking irregular heartbeat that I needed defib. Yours is like almost a straight line. Oh man. Oh, crazy. So, all right. So, obviously, e-buggy. Did it feel like on road with jumps or what? Like you were freaking dialed.
Well, I'm used to like my local track is 10 skill off road, so I'm good with the off road electric. Like I'm not too bad with it. I'm still getting used to the nitro, but it's not too unfamiliar with me. Like I'm still getting used to the whole slidey part with the off road, but it's still pretty similar.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that. So
I got to say that I had 97% consistency also, but they were 4 seconds a lap slower than Nathan's time. So.
yeah, my best was probably 97 as well. I think was my best one. I've had a couple little bit better, but like this was the same one right here. That was 97. So I thought he was pacing off me, but look at my lap times, 2 seconds slower than Nathan's. Like, oh my god, Here, let me hide that again. That was like not good to see, but my consistency was there. I just did not have the pace. So we get into the mains. Everything starts rocking and rolling, and how'd the mains work out for you?
A1 went fine, went okay. I led for 1 lap. I led for 1 lap, which is like crazy because Douglas is in there. But yeah, put in a 3 behind Jordan. Battled him for a good couple minutes. Decent run.
Whoa. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, it wasn't just one run and done. There was like double A mains. So he actually had another shot at Jordan. I know Douglas was on his own, but man, that battle was intense and it was close. What's one thing that you would love to have back? Because I'm sure you guys talked about it on the ride home.
Yeah, I got squirrely on the first double on the back. I kind of ended up in the tree. I lost like every position. I think I dropped that down to like 11th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you had to battle back.
Yeah, I climbed back up to 4th, but it's I didn't know it was best time. I thought it was like both points count and then tiebreaker was best, but the running A1 was good enough for 3rd still, which is decent.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Even with the 3rd and the 4th, with the points, it went to top time, right?
I think it's just top time period from what the way Jordan explained it to me, because he
Okay.
had a 2 and a 6, and I had a 3 and a 4, so I would have beat him on points, but he had a faster time.
Oh, so yeah, so it was just basically rocket round, pretty much. Then.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I know Kyle. I sent him the link as well. I'm not sure he's watching right now if he can jump on board, but you're more than welcome, bud. I sent you the link. So before we get the next viewer on, is there anything that you want to talk about? What was cool for you at the Nitro Blast?
I'm gonna say the track again. It's like
Yeah,
it drained, dude. It drained so good. Like it's crazy how well the track drained.
he
Like
puts a
it's
lot of effort into making sure that everything is all set up to.
never seen that before, where we get torrential downpour and then we're racing on it like 2 hours later. It's just crazy.
It was pretty impressive. Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because us three have been there so many times that we just kind of know that it's magic. But it's cool to hear somebody else like talking highly of John's track, because it kind of like, you know what? I know John really appreciates shit like that, and he puts forward so much work in order to give us a place to race that, you know what? I love hearing that stuff. So I know, Jim, your best was the Nitro, right?
Yeah, I placed one place higher in the Nitro, so
Oh, close then.
yeah, it was close. I think the nerves got the better of me, right? I had one of my best buddies from way back in the day. We used to run old track together, come out for the Nitro Blast. So he drove all the way from Chicago, Illinois. So that was awesome to have like a dedicated pit person. He kicked butt. Like, I mean, I had a flame out in pit road. He had the thing fired back up in like 2 seconds, and it was awesome. Just like we picked right back up to where we were when we stopped racing oval track 7 years ago, and it was just like instant.
See, that's good karma right there, you know, because you have a good person. Because even Matt had his brother fly out, I believe, and that was cool to see, because you know what, you can see them on the warm up table for Nitro, and those guys were like just beaming. Like, I know Matt was a little bit happier than his brother for that, having the support, having a guy that you can depend on, and just knowing that he's got somebody in his corner. And then you have your buddy coming in from Chicago. That's pretty sick. Nathan had to settle for his dad.
Yeah, so upsetting. So disappointed.
Like happens to be like a crazy wheel. But definitely cool when you have that dedicated person. I know I had to pit for Andrew, and he flamed out 5 times. and he still finished fourth.
That's
Oh
awesome.
wow.
Yeah, that was like, or did he finish fifth? Top five, anyways, for sure. It was definitely pretty cool to see. So I know, Jay, where did you finish? You finished in the C main, or did you get bumped to the B?
Yep. C main for both. So I took the bump from the D to the C for e-buggy.
Nice.
I broke the first round of qualifying. I actually had an incident in practice where I tangled up with a car on the track and didn't get any time to inspect it. So got it fixed. Car ran flawlessly after that. Fought my way back up, qualified, back up into the D main. I was all the way down at the bottom of the sort after that happened. And then, yeah, went up, bumped from the D to the C. I think I finished sixth in the C. And then for Nitro, or no, seventh in the C. And then for Nitro, I finished sixth. So
See,
I saw that crash happen, Matt, and I'm like, oh, here's my chance. It's like, I didn't, not quite enough.
It was cutting it real close there at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I got the nervous poos on the last lap. I kept making mistakes, but I was able to hold on to third place for some reason. So,
and all four got the bump, right, for that race that you guys were in, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and honestly, man, having the 4 bump was freaking epic because I know my daughter was able to get the bump from the B main in short course to the A main, and we were freaking out because we thought it was 4 and it was only 2. Luckily, she got second place, and oh my God, I couldn't have been more proud. And it was definitely a super cool race to see her bump.
It was Michaela and Carolyn that got the bump?
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Because the whole deal was Michaela had to beat Carolyn. Like, that was the deal. And then Nathan had to beat me, and he came so super close. He was right on my tail, and he just had a little bit of bad luck. He even told me, he said he got too excited because he thought he would get me in a certain spot. So he tried to get to it quicker, spun out, and then that was it. He basically gave it to me because he at least he's thinking forward now, though, because it's cool to see. And then in Truggy, he missed the bump to the A main by 1 spot. He got 3rd overall, and that was the biggest heartbreak for him. He's still talking about it because he felt that he had an A main Truggy. He wanted to debut his body by Brandon's new Bruggy body instead of the big box thing that we normally run him on. And yeah, he was pretty crushed to miss out by 1 spot. And it was close too. It was like only a couple tenths too. So he was like just crushed. But it was a pretty good weekend for Ross Racing, and just having the whole team there and the whole after party. Like, I couldn't believe like how many people stayed. It was insane, Jamin? Like, I know, Matt, did you have a hotel or something?
no, I live in Kitchener, so I took off home for the night. But I heard from a few people that it was quite the late night party. I was there.
Some people saw the sun come up. It was insane. So that little rain delay probably didn't hurt the majority of the people. I'm just saying. Now, Nathan, you guys stayed pretty late, but it was for different reasons. You were wrenching on your stuff trying to get faster. See, I was all done with that, so I was okay to party and kind of bug you guys and just make sure everybody was having a good time. But, man, the shenanigans that some people got into that night was epic. And it's all because of John and Carla allowing us to go there and party on their property. The setup with having all the vehicles over on the other side was clutch because, man, he packed it in. 237 entries, a ridiculous amount of people on the property. Best since COVID. Almost, I think 7 more from the previous year. John was saying something like that. Like, I know it was close, but he's thinking of, instead of closing off the sign up, just to let it go and kind of see what happens with it, which I think would be pretty damn cool. especially seeing what he pulled off with all the delays this week or last weekend. But what was one of your favorite memories, Jim, from the whole weekend?
I don't know, man. There are some good ones out there. I don't know. I think it was like the Friday practice and then getting into racing Saturday. Like I had a few people staying with me here. I live pretty close to the track, so like we just like slept in and we were howling at the moon the night before, and we had a designated driver, which was nice. So got back here, slept in, made breakfast, and just I don't know, just hanging out, man. It was probably one of my better runs was the third run in e-buggy as far as like actual track experience. My third run in e-buggy was awesome. Me and Chris Fontes for qualifying had the same exact time. It was
Exact.
to the thousandth,
That's
the same qualifying time. It was really cool.
And what round was that in? Round 2?
Round three e-buggy. I think it was a 12,509.125, and you look at it was like just doppelganger.
That's crazy.
But I just felt like I put down a really good run that run, and just having my buddy Ricky there was just huge for me. Like Chris or Matt, I'm sure you could relate. Like to having your brother there, it's like you just pick up right where you left off, and it makes for an awesome time. Hanging out with Will and Cameron too was great. Like pitting by those guys and just having a damn good time. I mean, it's the Nitro Blast. You know, it's the big race of the year. You're there to have a good time, and that's mission accomplished for sure.
Oh, Matt looked like he was having a blast in the Miyako tent. I know a lot of people stopped by, and everybody on the Miyako team was showing off their stuff. I know you were doing the same. We had a lot of visitors too, and just seeing the interest in the different chassis because, like, let's face it, Matt paved the way last year, so did I. And then Jamin, this is your first kick at the can, but nobody really knew about us. Excuse me. And now seeing the growth has been a blessing. And I want the same for you guys because not only will it just make the hobby better, it'll bring hopefully guys into the fold. And I'm telling you, when you pit together with the team, it was awesome. Seeing everybody's work ethic, seeing how everybody gels, how everybody bounces ideas off each other, how people were trying this spring rate, this fluid, this, like it was hard to keep up with as even a team manager. And I'm sure Matt was excited to have his full team there because they definitely crushed on it as well.
Yeah, you know what? I think the surprising part that I've noticed this year is when I first took on this whole Miyako team manager service center rep role. I mean, this is my first year doing it. I signed up in October last year, so season was done by the time I signed up. But this is the first full year of it. The surprising part for me is I thought that I need to be in salesman mode all the time, right? Convincing people to try the car. And it's really been the opposite. The guys that have come by have kind of already made their mind up that they wanted the Miyako car. They've seen JQ's videos. They've been following JQ for a while. They've been on the website. They've seen the Facebook Lives, and they followed the NNRC podcast. And so some of them have JQ racing backgrounds. Like they've tried that platform, then they went away for a bit, tried something different. Now they're looking to come back to Miyako to give that a whirl. So for me, that's the surprising part is I haven't needed to sell anyone on this car. They just kind of, they like what they see. And perhaps there's a bit of a gap and I have to explain a few things, but for the most part, I've not needed to be a salesman and that's not my expertise anyway. So it's kind of worked out well.
Yeah. And honestly, the whole way that Miyako is doing it a little bit different is super cool. And I know Jamin is trying to take like my route, and I can't wish him nothing but the best of success because he is a great guy. So like I said, we'll have to share all the links and stuff like that because Jamin is putting in the work, and it's a little bit more difficult the way that he's trying to do it because the way that Mayako is set up, it's very intriguing. I love the whole concept. I love the online store. I love the whole Discord stuff. It is like completely like nobody else is doing that.
Yeah, it's different. It's different for sure. And there is perks to the whole membership thing.
Mhm.
Admittedly, not many people opt for it. It's but you know, it there is benefits to it for sure. I mean, people ask me why should I fork over the $400 a year to have that increased level of access? And I say, well, watch this. I've got Jared Tebow in my back pocket. If I have a question, within a couple of minutes, he's answering me. You know, here's my issue. Here's how to fix it. You know,
That's insane.
Robert Battier, David Rodafalk, the same. These guys are in Europe somewhere, different time zone, and I'm still having direct access to them. So they really, you know, from a consumer's angle, they really live up to their word. Like I'm paying for access to the pros and I'm getting it without delay. Right. And it's kind of crazy to think about that. And people laugh when they see in real time that I can just get a pro helping me. I can get them on FaceTime at the event if I want to, you know, so I won't harp on it for too long, but it's just, they live up to their expectation for sure. Right.
Nice. That is pretty cool because you want to definitely have the support. And now that you have a team to try all that different stuff, it's going to be huge. And we got another kid in the background here. He's a little bit of a surprise. I was so stoked to see him rolling into the Nitro Blast since it is a points race, and he's a contender for some championships. So I definitely want to hear his road to O-Town because it was a little bit unconventional. Normally it's Chris with a whole onslaught of people cheering him on. And this time I think he was rolling solo. So I'm going to bring Chris on. Unfortunately, I don't have the super cool intro for him either. So he is going to get... Chris, what's up, bud?
What's going on?
Man, we are just talking everything Nitro Blast 2023 and just hearing everybody's stories and just everybody's kind of like own words on what they experienced. And you definitely had a good weekend. What was your weekend like?
Well, I guess you could say that. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed myself. I love racing. I made some connections and overall, I mean, finishing, I would have liked to do better. Obviously, I always do. I mean, there's always so many improvements to make to my racing, to make to my cars. But I mean, I didn't have my dad too, so that was kind of
Weird.
rough. Yeah, it was weird. I mean, everyone was asking me, "Hey, where's your dad?" And I'm like, "He's not here this weekend." You know, it's different. But I had Jam and Jim. He was just amazing. He allowed me to stay at his house. I mean, it was great. I got to shower. I mean, I'm a beauty queen. I like to shower. I like to get my sleep. So I was able to. I mean, qualifying was kind of crappy for me, but I figured it out towards the end. I mean,
Okay, well, hold on. What is crappy for Chris? Because I know it's crappy for me, but
I mean, for me, I was stuck top of B. I was sorted into BQ for the second round after round one, and second in the B for round two, or for round three, I guess, after round two, however you want to say it.
yeah.
And I managed to put in
Killed
an A main qualifying at least.
Heck yeah, dude. You can't take that away. All of us would be fucking, well, other than Nathan, me and Matt and Jim would be super happy to be at the BQ. just battling on the yeah, I'm saying for sure. But okay, so the last round you got that A main run, and definitely you were working on your cars quite a bit, and I think Steve kind of gave you some help.
Oh, he has been just paramount. He has been insane for my success these past 2 years. I mean, as a lot of people may know, I used to have Kyra. I mean, me and him were still really close, but with him not racing anymore, making the switch from him to Steve was really, really helpful. I didn't have to go out and find another pit guy. I didn't have to go out and find someone who wasn't even racing the same brand as me, you know. Steve kind of took me under his wing, and actually, he ended up taking my setup instead of the other way around, and he beat me. So, won't be doing that again.
Yeah, you know what though? Hey, Steve definitely talks highly of you. He's always like rooting for you. He's always watching you run and stuff like that, looking for ways that you can improve as well. Because he likes to be pushed as well, and he's like Nathan. He's an on-road guy, and you could tell by his pit setup, the way he carries himself, and like, man, I was hoping to have him and Pounder on tonight because Pounder's another one that you finally got to meet, I believe.
Yeah. I met him in 2019, I believe, when I was still racing caster forward drive short course truck, right? Some stupid stuff. But I met him for the first time. I guess really met him for the first time this past weekend or two ago. I can't even remember. It's been a lot. I mean, I was gonna wait until my stuff came in, but I guess since I'm kind of here, I'll make the announcement here. I actually joined all three of Richard's teams. I joined ProMotion, I joined J&T, and I'm working out my contract for HB right now. So
Heck yeah, man! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
feels
crazy.
Bad. An intro now.
Yeah, should have made you an intro, big guy.
That's awesome. But hey, once you get all the sponsors lined in, we'll get you a proper intro, and we'll let you come on the show and show off your stuff.
It's fine. I'm not an intro type of guy. I'd rather just kind of show up, be quiet, you know.
Let the results speak for themselves, eh?
I suppose. I guess truck. I had a really rough, tough weekend in truck, though. I liked the setup. I didn't like my driving style in Truggy. And the main, I actually was off to an amazing start. I was pacing Damon, whatever you pronounce it. I was pacing him, but I started having a steering servo failure, and eventually just pulled it off because I didn't want anything to short and I didn't want to have a runaway. But I mean, it is what it is. I'd rather my steering servo go than my throttle servo. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's $150 instead of $800. So
tough break, man.
Yeah, that sucks. I had that happen to me in Quebec last year. I was racing at the Classic and I lost a throttle servo that was only a few races old, and $1,000 later I had to replace my engine. So
I remember that.
That is.
I mean, luckily it was it was a KO Propo servo that I bought almost 3 years ago at LCRC, and it was exclusively my steering servo and Truggy. So honestly, the fact that it lasted as long as it did, I can't be mad.
No, not especially Truggy. Like Truggy takes abuse just by the size of the rotating mass, the wheels, the amount of speed and scrubbing that you guys do, especially you. I've seen your driving style. You definitely push it to the limit and beyond, and it's cool to see. So holding up for 3 years, that's pretty damn good, I'd have to say. But so you weren't happy with that. You were running 3 classes this weekend, right?
Just two. Buggy and Nitro truck.
Okay, and then in buggy, how did you do in that?
That was the class that I was talking about earlier, the one where I had the crappy first round and the crappy first round BQ, then second in the B, and then finally I managed to put in it should have been a 3. I was on that pace for the last round. That would have bumped me up a bit more. Maybe I could have had a better finish in buggy, but a little bobble at the end brought me down like 2 spots. I think it only would have brought me down 1, but of course John was in my race and he was flying. So brought me down 2 spots for a 5. Started 7th, finished 6th. Had some great battles with Kyle. And by the way, crazy stuff Kyle did. Honestly, going from that race with me where we were basically nose to tail, bumper to bumper for the last 6 or 7 minutes of the race to that race with Damon where he was literally back to back. Race with Damon where he was chasing him and I mean he was keeping the gap 2-3 seconds,
It was
maybe
awesome
4 at
too.
most. It was crazy. I had to tip my cap. I mean that was really the feat of this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
He definitely. Well, no, I actually have the feet, and I was hoping to waste enough time to try and get him on board. But Steve, e-buggy. Everybody,
from Steve?
The bottom to the top.
Bottom.
Oh my gosh! I felt bad. Obviously, I'm his pick guy. He's my pick guy. And I kind of said, "Screw you! I qualified into the A's. I'm sleeping in, right?" And I mean, he got to the track early. I told him though. I was like, "You're gonna make it to the A. You can't not, right?"
No.
And he was like, "Well, we'll see." And I was like, "No. By the time I get to the track, if you are not bumped up to the A, that will be a disappointing weekend." And he did. I mean, I got to the track a little late.
He did not disappoint, man, at all. But speaking of, we got a little something for this kid. We gotta pause for 1 second. Oh, yeah, we got the young gun himself, man. He must have heard Chris talking about him.
How's it going?
Oh, dude, it is going awesome. I'm just trying to get everybody's experience from the Nitro Blast. One of the best ones in a long time. Even Mother Nature couldn't even damper things, and we definitely pulled off a pretty epic show. Well, you guys did anyways. I enjoyed watching the A-Mains and definitely seeing what you guys could do. So obviously Chris was hyping you up a little bit there and talking about your battle with Damon. And you were up on the driver's stand for what, like 6 hours straight or something like that? Like you did you come down?
It was a long time. After the end, like with the Nitro main, I could barely walk down the stairs.
I believe it. I thought that you were actually just going to sleep up there. It was a long time. You did quite well for yourself, but what were some of the highlights for yourself?
One of them was definitely Nitro Buggy A. One, because from last year I had so many issues at the race, and I actually made it to the show. And then I went from 9th to 3rd, which for me was awesome, and I got my Nitro Buggy working so well.
It definitely looked good. And now, for those of you who don't know, what chassis are you running in Nitro Buggy?
So both buggies are Mugen, and my truck is Techno.
Gotcha. Now, are you still running the experimental chassis in e-buggy?
I was, but for that race, I decided to switch back to the stock chassis to see how I would do. And I found that I was just as fast, if not faster, with the stock chassis, and it was bit more forgiving and easier to drive.
Gotcha. Not as stiff, I'm guessing.
If anything, the stock chassis was probably more stiff than, or the experimental was more stiff than the stock chassis, I would say.
Yeah, no, because I seen all the pockets in the stock one, and the way that they re-engineered it. I'm guessing that you're running the new Mugen.
Yeah. See, I didn't have the 8R chassis. I had the 8R front rear clips. I have an 8 chassis, which I just kind of jerry rigged with what they were doing with the 8 chassis to fit the 4S shorty pack in.
Nice, that's crazy, eh? So, what? Obviously, the e-buggy or nitro buggy was pretty cool for you. You ran 3 classes, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, e-buggy, e-truggy, and nitro buggy.
So A, and A. On e-buggy, how did you fare in e-buggy?
I thought I did pretty good. I mean, I would have liked to have done a bit better. I mean, I finished 5th in the top 5, so I'm really happy with that. I thought my second A main was going to be a lot better than my first, considering I finished 5th in the first one and then second in the second one. But the first one was a bit quicker. I think by only like 2 seconds or something like that.
Overall, right? Because of the time they only did the one. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. So, e-buggy, you got a trophy. Now going to the truggy. How was that?
Truck is awesome. Truck, I would say, is almost my favorite class to drive, just because it's so easy, forgiving, and you can drive the crap out of it without it saying anything back to you. And I mean, I tried really hard to get Damon. I mean, I got him in the first qualifier, but I didn't have anything for him for the rest of the weekend.
It was tough. Yeah, he was on pace. So you finished second overall, correct?
Yeah, and second in both mains.
Yeah, like, oh, that's so horrible. I wish. Jeez Louise. So Ken wants your autograph next time he goes out there. But I know that you had a phenomenal weekend. I think, what did you take? 4 trophies home total?
No, just 3.
Oh, just the 3? So you got 5th, 2nd, and what was
and
the other
3rd
one?
in nitro buggy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's pretty damn
yeah,
good.
I'm really happy with the weekend overall. And then, like Chris was saying before I came on, that A1 battle between us two was pretty good. Anybody.
Oh, you guys were like so close for so long. Like it was like if anybody sneezed, they were gonna get the spot.
Yeah, I think within the matter of like 4 laps, we switched positions like 6 times or something like that.
Something crazy. Something stupid.
It was definitely exciting to say the least. But so Chris, you got what, 2 trophies, Chris?
I got none. I didn't finish the truck main. I would have liked to. No, buggy, I was in probably the worst spot possible, 1 off the podium.
6.
You know, I mean, it's whatever, man. To have been coming into this season thinking that it would be my last, you know, with college and everything coming up. To be at the point that I'm at now where I've just joined, you know, 3 teams and I'm really starting to put myself out there more. I couldn't be any happier, you know.
No, you definitely showed that you had the speed, you have the pace. I for one like your driving style in truck because like you're one of the unique ones that just freaking throws it in there. And I remember your battles with Kevin Siller, and dude, like it was epic. And I believe that it's going to be tough for us older guys to catch Kyle, to catch you, to catch Nathan. The kids are crazy fast now, man. And I'm happy that I get to watch it. I'm happy to have an old man class because, man, you guys are definitely taking it to the extreme, and it's super cool to see. What What's your guys' thoughts on seeing Douglas coming off of his national finishes?
I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, just I love messing with Douglas, obviously. But I mean, when I was watching his finishing and all that, I saw that he was beating Dakota Fend, and then I saw that he was beating Dakota Fend in e-buggy, and then I thought to myself, oh, it's Douglas, he's in fourth, and then I thought again, and I was like, it's Douglas, and he's beating Dakota Fend in e-buggy, and that was like that's really just the best way to explain it.
Yeah, like anytime you can say I'm beating Dakota Fent, like not only are you there, like you've made it. Like to hang with that guy, I don't care. Oh, like that's freaking awesome. Yeah, I was super happy. What about you, Kyle? What do you think?
I thought Douglas did amazing. Like I watched all the A mains, and then I was checking in on Live RC throughout qualifying to see how he was doing, and I thought he did really well, and I was expecting him to be in the show, and it was really cool to see him fighting up there in the top 5. And I thought he almost could have had a podium in one of the classes at least.
Yeah,
with the way he was driving.
It was impressive to see, and man, I couldn't be more proud of our guy to try and do that good. What about you, Matt? What do you think? Did you see any of the nationals?
I did, yeah. I was saying to Jim Schufeld, I feel like I'm Douglas's biggest fan. I'm always on Facebook praising how well he's doing and posting, results from the qualifiers leading up to the main and stuff. But I knew the kid had it in him. The results and the way that he practices and the way he tests, and he's constantly at the racetrack and he's putting in the work. And I knew for sure that if he were to show up to one of these events on the national stage, he would kill it. And so now I'm excited to have him go to a Nitro Buggy Nationals. That's where the attention is really going to come into effect. So if ever there was a GoFundMe page, I'm contributing to it. Let's get this kid to the Nationals because he's going to do it.
Yeah, we're I think Ontario has his back for that one. What about you, Nathan? Did you see any of the nationals that he was running?
I saw some of the results. I didn't get to watch any of the mains. I was busy, but it's great to see another Canadian in there for sure. And especially he's another Orca driver too. Good to see Orca and doing well in 8 scale. They just started this year, which is great to see. But yeah, for sure, hats off to him. He did that's crazy. Dakota Fent, crazy.
Yeah, and honestly, Matt knows that I've been a fan just as long as Matt. Like we've seen this kid come up, and he's been kicking my ass in short course for who knows how long. And he was younger than Kyle, I believe, because I think Kyle might be the youngest on the show right now. But man, seeing him come and show up and actually do good at an event, it was awesome. Because I think all of us on here knew he had it in him, but now I feel that he has the confidence that he knows he's got it in. I don't know. What do you think, Jim? You saw it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we were sitting at Spark that weekend in the pits, just hooting and hollering and shouting about it. Go Douglas!
That's right. We had it live in the pit, so it was pretty damn cool. Everybody was cheering him on out at the Spark track, and it was finally cool to see him get the result he deserved. So, other than that, man, we are at the 1 hour mark. So I'm going to let you guys kind of have a roundtable thing. Final words. So since Matt, you're to my virtual right, I will let you go first.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on. It was good to talk about the team experience and, of course, one of my favorite races of the year, the Nitro Blast. It's going to be a quick blitz to the end of the season here. I got 3 left on my calendar. I got the next series race at Otterville, going to Quebec Classic the week after that, and then back to Ontario for the season finale at Otterville. And then for me, that's it for the outdoor season. But, I'm reminded that for as much fun as it is to race and, talk about these cars all day long, what matters to me is the community here. Life has never been as expensive as it is right now, right? And so for people to continue to prioritize this hobby like they do is just, it speaks to the resilience of the community. So I'm thankful for that.
Oh, you nailed it with that. It is definitely tough right now. Yeah, yeah. It was definitely. Everybody knows how it's a struggle right now, and having everybody still come out event after event, it's just amazing to see, and definitely appreciated by all for sure. But Nathan, bud, you got any thoughts in your next couple of races coming up?
Well, first, thanks for having me on. First time doing something like this. Good. I think my next race is Classic. I don't know if I have any time to make anything before then, but that should be a good time, hopefully.
Yes, I think the Classic is definitely a big event. I know you that was your first off-road race?
Yeah, first time racing 8 scale since I was like 10 was the Classic last year.
Nice. Looking forward to seeing what you can do there, because
sure.
I know it's going to be lit, and Nestworks is coming and firing on all cylinders out at the Classic for sure. So Kyle, bud, what's your next race and closing thoughts?
My next race will be Barn Series next weekend, I believe.
Nice.
And then I'll be going down to the Mugen Challenge.
Wow, nice.
Yep.
That's
and
a
then
good one.
I'm not sure if I'm coming back to the barn or not. I don't believe I'm coming back to Otterville until Lightning Challenge.
The 10 scale one.
Yeah. We might come back for one more. We're not sure.
Are you bringing the baby truggy? Because like somebody will sponsor you with that.
My dad, he's going to be running that. That's his class.
Okay, because man, I seen you wheeling one around. I think it was bored from Coop or something, but geez, man,
I think I've driven. I don't think I've driven one. I might have driven one in practice, but
yes,
they are pretty fun.
Just messing around. Yeah, because it was remember the back section at the barnyard when we were pitting in the back. It was like a full speed swing and then kind of like the little chicane going into the drop down. It was
You're talking last year then.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy to see. I think it was a 5.5 in that little baby truggy that you were on. And I was like, oh my God, that was insane how fast he was wheeling that thing. But cool. So you got a full plate. Good luck at the Mugen Challenge, because I don't think you need luck at the barnyard. You're killing it there in the points in the championship hunt. So you got a good thing going there. And Chris, closing thoughts and next couple of races.
I'm making you an intro.
All right. I mean, just thanks for having me on. I was honestly kind of surprised when you sent me the link, but I'm glad to be here. I mean, I rushed home. I got on as quickly as possible. I'm here, I love racing, honestly. And my next couple of races, I'll be going to Mugen Challenge. I'll be there. I don't know if I will. No, Dad.
No.
I don't know if I don't know what other races I'll be at, but I don't also know what classes I'm running at the Mugen Challenge. Might just be one because I may not have a truggy motor. We'll figure that out when we get to that point. But and then I'll be at the last 2 Otterville races. But
nice. Yeah, because you're in the points there too, hardcore. So
not anymore. Not anymore.
No, you're still good.
Oh, and buggy, I guess. Yeah.
Well, the only one that you're worried about is Nitro Truggy, right?
Yeah, I missed one of the races. I had something going on, and then my decision was based on how I finished at the Nitro Blast because it was a new points race, and being as I finished bottom, I think second last in Nitro Truggy, I'm gonna miss more than the allotted races that we have, so I'm out of the points for that. But I'll be at Mugen Challenge, so can't really be mad.
Well, good luck at the Mugen Challenge. Just like Kyle, maybe you guys will be battling it out there for the win. But I do want to talk about what your dad said, because you guys have always showed up with your A game, and I know you guys didn't have any support back when I first met you, and you still hung with a lot of fast guys. And it was super cool to see you guys push through. And, man, your dad supported you big time. And look at you now. And, dude,
Yeah.
honestly, you're getting everything that you deserve. And I can't wait to see what you can do with the support that Richard is going to hook you up with, dude. I'm super proud of you, and looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes for you, because you're going to be impressed with some of the products he's going to hook you up with.
Yeah. I mean, my dad and my mom have been my biggest supporters through this.
Heck yeah.
It was really hard to get sponsors because I didn't have my name out there, but I also didn't try because I thought it was funnier to have a guy wearing just like your regular clothes go up there and, beat dudes who are wearing full sponsor, like names on the back, every sponsor listed down the shirt. I always thought that was funny. So
My shirt.
I always thought that was funny, but it's different now. It's different.
So did I. But you're at that level there where you need the support, because you know what? It's not a cheap hobby, and anything that you can get, you deserve it. You've been working your ass off. So with that being said, hopefully, Steve, you got that, buddy. Like, he gave you and your wife a huge shout out like that. Him and you and your mom and your dad were the big influences for that, right?
Yeah, they're
Super.
What keeps me in this.
Oh, see, that's so sweet, man. I hopefully my kids will do an interview one day and hype me up. But Jamin, closing thoughts, bud. WRC manager.
Yeah, going to be at Otter Cup for the next race, and then Quebec Classic. It's going to be my first Quebec Classic this year, so I'm super hyped about that. Closing thoughts, like this region and this local, like I ran in Michigan indoor circuit for a while doing off-road indoor. Just this region and this community here has been so like welcoming, so supportive of each other. We're all in this together. Seeing these young guys come up and like seeing how fast that all of you are, including Douglas, is just mind-boggling. It's like, man, do I have to put in some work to even hold a candle up to these kids? Wow, what am I going to do next? Maybe I'll get in the old man class. I don't know. But
I'm just going to be a mechanic. I'm going to pull the gym shoe belt move. That's what I'm doing.
But all in all, Adam, thank you for having me on the show. This was great. I'm super stoked about the car. I hope everybody gets a chance to come see it, come try it. We're going to be trying to do things, through the rest of the season and the next season. So I look forward to seeing y'all at the track.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you guys all coming on board, man. Dude, without you guys, it wouldn't have been an amazing show as it was. So I appreciate all you guys taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with us and the community. And, man, I can't wait to see you guys all at the next event. Until then, we will see you guys at the next one. Bye for